And now they host the first game of the new season. A night when the Raptors will get their rings and play host to the New Orleans Pelicans. And at Scotiabank Arena, Kyle Lowry out early, getting up some shots before the first game of this season. Meantime, a true Hollywood story is building. And Act 1, Scene 1 will be at Staples Center tonight. The Lakers and the Clippers. The Clippers, the home team in this one. Kawhi Leonard, the finals MVP, moves from Toronto to Los Angeles. LeBron James has some world-class company in Anthony Davis. That's game 2 of our doubleheader. Let's go. Here we are outside Staples Center. We're at this LA Live, and we got a lot of fans have taken the afternoon to come and join us. That crowd will grow as we move closer to game time.
A lot of Laker fans, Kenny. A lot of Laker fans.
Well,
yeah.
Los Angeles.
It's still early.
Yeah.
They got a name for these people, Ernie. What's that? Unemployed.
This is the NBA on TNT Road Show, by the way, also. So we appreciate everybody being here. And it's great to see y'all again, too. And it's great to see you, Shaquille O'Neal.
I just want to say I miss all of you guys, especially you, Chip. I miss you, big fella.
Kenny the Jet Smith.
Yes, indeed. Hey,
Sir Charles.
I'm so glad to be back to work.
Good to be back.
Glad to be back. And this is the most exciting NBA season I can ever remember. I'm not. You say that every year, but no. This is the most. Every year, but I have to agree with you. Okay. Wait, if you agree with me, why you put? Oh, don't stop it, man.
Chuck,
don't start, man.
Chuck,
don't make the furniture move. Hey, there's gonna be some furniture moving around here.
Is y'all gonna go 1, 2, 3, or it's gonna be 1, 2, 1?
Yeah, exactly. But this is special. Opening night is always something, Jet.
Yeah, it's the enthusiasm, the optimism. Everyone in the league right now is so optimistic. Every fan, every trainer, every team exec, and every player. And then it gets real in about a month. But this night, after the first night, the optimism is just in the air. That's what makes it great.
You guys realize you're part of something historic here.
No, we don't.
The longest pregame show in the history of sports. 2.5 hours coming your way, leading up to the tip-off in Toronto.
Well, listen, it's a little warm and sunny. I see why they call it sunny California.
Yeah, it's like 92, 93, depending on your app. Anyway, let's kind of set the scene for what we're going to do over the next 2.5 hours. There's plenty to talk about.
A lot of commercials.
So we get ready to tip off the 74th season. We're going to take a look back, and this is really well done by our crew, at 30 years of Inside the NBA. It's an awesome piece you'll see a little bit later. Also, scheduled to appear today, Snoop Dogg will be scheduled to appear.
Oh, yeah.
Here. We know how traffic is in L.A. You never know.
It was his birthday the other day. It was his birthday.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would rather see him on that stage or behind us instead of this stage.
Well, you have to take what you get.
Yeah.
Also, scheduled to appear in this broadcast, Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
Yes, he will be here.
Wakanda forever. Yes.
Yeah.
We're just bringing out that real Hollywood. You know he's a big, I will talk about it when he gets here.
Also in this broadcast, a special announcement about the most recent addition to the NBA on TNT family. I'm not giving anything away right now, but you will meet the newest member of our family.
Kevin Garnett?
Oh, Stop guessing.
Stop guessing. Yeah, stop guessing, Kenny.
Meantime, we have plenty of hoop talk to get to. Allie LaForce is going to be working the sideline. She's right across the street at Staples Center. We'll get to her in just a second. But you know that man, Shaq's former teammate in Orlando. 3D. Dennis Scott is in Toronto at Jurassic Park for opening night, for ring night. So they won a championship, and Kawhi Leonard's gone. But how would you gauge the enthusiasm level right now in Toronto heading into this season?
Well, right now, Ernie, the enthusiasm sky high. The guys are excited. The fans are here early in Jurassic Park. The party has started. I talked to Kyle Lowry after shoot-around this morning with that big question, how good can this team be? He says, very good. And I said, Kyle, I went on national TV and said, I don't think you're a playoff team. And he quoted, 3D, we're going to prove everyone wrong. So everyone's excited. They're looking forward to a ring, Ernie. Jurassic Park, they're getting on fire, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much, 3D. So you can tell that That's really not jumping like it was during the playoffs last year. But again, that's because tip-off is 2.5 hours away.
Well, it's really sad that I'm never going to go to Toronto again. My favorite city in the world.
Not necessarily true.
There's no chance we're ever going back.
Well, we're going to get into that discussion in just a moment. Meantime, we want to check in with Allie LaForce, who has drawn sideline duty for this opener between the Clippers and the Lakers. And this, I mean, it is hard to imagine more hype going into a game and more anticipation going into a game than the one tonight.
No doubt, Ernie. Hey, Ernie. Hey, crew. It sounds wild out there. I can't wait till those fans are filtering in here to Staples Center. This is the calm before the storm in the arena right now. You know, it's crazy when you look over the course of the last 7 seasons. The Clippers are 23-5 against the Lakers, but it doesn't matter because it's the Lakers championship banners that are hanging from the rafters here in Staples Center. Championships really matter. And for the first time in a long time in LA, we have 2 teams that are getting the hype and getting the buzz of a championship contender. But we all know that hype and buzz doesn't equal a championship, and Anthony Davis is already reminding himself of that before we even tip off game 1 of the regular season.
I think wherever you go, what is LA, wherever you go around the country, around the world, social media, everything's buzzing about, the Lakers, Clippers. And, for us, we don't want to get caught up in that. We want to stay in the moment and make sure that, our mind is on our team and we're focused on what we need to be focused on to win a championship. You get caught up in all the hype and all the media and stuff that people say, all the white noise outside the locker room, it can become a distraction.
They really are keeping it day by day. He will be the first to admit there's still a work in progress. He didn't get as much time playing with LeBron James this summer as he wished he did. They're still learning and feeding and playing off of each other. It's been 10 years since the Lakers won a championship. It's part of the reason they stuffed this team with veteran experience. When you look at the coaching staff and the players and you count the number of championships they've won together, it is 14 championships combined. Lots of veteran experience, so it will take Anthony Davis's talent, LeBron's James talent, and that championship experience to make it until that very last game of the year. It all starts tonight.
Allie, your last sentence didn't count because it came after the buzzer, but thank you for your time. Meantime, let's begin our discussion with game 1 of our doubleheader. Let's begin with what we call It's Easy, presented by Auto Trader. And we talk about the Toronto Raptors and what they were able to do last year in claiming the NBA championship with their 58 wins and the notable offseason moves. You look at that Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green coming west. Pascal Siakam signs the 4-year max. So here's the question, and I kind of know your answer already, Chuck, so I'm going to start with Shaq. On a scale of 1 to 10, Shaq, 1 being no chance and 10 being yes, they'll do it. Chances that the Raptors repeat?
Oh, 0.
0.
0.
0.
Not a chance. You lost your main guy. You lost your main knockdown shooter. Siakam is cool, and, Kyle Lowry is cool, but they're only able to operate when you have a guy like Kawhi Leonard on the court. They don't have the ability to take over the games themselves. Every now and then they can get hot and have big games, but you got to have that main guy there to draw the attention so your game would be much easier. So the answer to your question is 0.
Well, let me say this. There's the Philadelphia 76ers and the Milwaukee Bucks are the 2 best teams in the East. They're the 2 clear front runners in the East. Then you got the Boston Celtics, who got Kemba Walker, and my favorite player probably enters Cantor, who I think is the most underrated player.
By the way, we're gonna go through all
I know that, but my point.
But Toronto.
No, but hold up my point. After that, I got a surprise team in the Eastern Conference.
Hold on to it. Don't throw it at. Don't throw it at us yet.
Chuck, we got a 2-hour show.
Tell me what Toronto.
Don't give them everything up front.
Give us what Toronto is going to do, bro.
They're going to be.
Thank you.
They're going to be 4 or 5. Be a 4 or a 5.
Okay, very good. Ernie. Kenny, what do you think? What's the ceiling for the reigning champions?
They could get back to the Eastern Conference Final.
Stop.
That was just stupid.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Conference Final.
Stop it.
With who?
Stop it.
Name their 1-2 punch.
If there's injury to anyone in Milwaukee,
Giannis, Embiid,
or Embiid.
Simmons.
Those are the best 2 teams. But after that, you said the Boston Celtics. Kemba Walker is a great player, but they're just as good a team in Toronto as there is in Boston.
No, there's not. No, there's not. No, there's not. Stop it, Kenneth.
Siakam, you got Ibaka, you got Gasol, you got Lowry, guys, got Powell, guys who have played well when I think their record when he wasn't there.
Those guys are others.
Stop it,
their
man.
game
Stop
17 and 5.
Come on,
those guys are
They were
others, not
17 and 5
superstars.
without him.
No.
A much more optimistic view of what the Raptors are capable of.
Eastern Conference Finals.
If there's
than these
injury
guys.
to one of those teams.
Okay, now, tonight they play New Orleans, and it's a bummer for all of us because we all wanted to watch Zion Williamson make his NBA debut. Based on what we saw in the preseason, this guy was a beast. He was just taking it to the rack at will. He was scoring about 23 points a night, but now he's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks after the meniscus surgery. So, I mean, this is, again, it's unfortunate. Hopefully this is a 6 to 8 weeks, and that's it. But, Shaq, how disappointed are you that we're not seeing him tonight? And what are your thoughts on what you've seen of Zion Williamson?
I'm kind of disappointed, but I want the young fella to be healthy. He had a great preseason. Was playing well, taking it to the rack, playing with force. Me and Chuck, we like guys that play like big guys. Really didn't see him shoot a lot of jumpers. Great ball handling, better than I thought it was. And, you know, he played well. A lot of question about should he lose 20, 30 pounds.
Yeah, because he's 285.
Yeah, 285 going up and down. But my answer to that is no. When you're jumping and you're getting your elbow at the rim and you're 19 years old, I say, you know, just keep playing. And then, you know, further on down to year 1, year 2, if you want to, you know, lighten yourself up. But, you know, for big guys that take a lot of punishment, we don't like to be like that.
But doesn't it concern you, though, when you see the recent history of knee problems?
So for me, I got to speak on this a little bit. First of all, he's really, really talented. First of all, with or without him, New Orleans was not going to make the playoffs. They're not one. They're not. They were not going to. They're not one of the top 8 teams in the Western Conference. They're not.
All right.
Listen, but I love this kid. You know, for me, when I got to the NBA, I weighed 297 pounds. And I could jump, be explosive, but I couldn't work as hard as I wanted to. And Moses made me lose 50 pounds and made me into a great player. I don't think he can play at that weight long extended periods of time at 285. I just don't believe that. Like, I don't know what his perfect weight is, but he's going to have to bring in some professionals, get weighed.
How long did it take you to shed those pounds?
About 3 months.
Wow, that much?
Yeah, about 3 months.
So your optimal playing weight, Chuck, was
250.
All right.
But I wasn't explosive as him, but I led the SEC in rebound in 3 years at 300 pounds. But when I got to the NBA, like I say, he needs to get a personal trainer to say what's the optimal weight for him, because he doesn't look fat at all. But I don't think he can play at 285.
How much is this going to set him back?
Well, I don't think it's the beginning of the season. So, you know, this is his first year in his first season. So his career is 15 to 20 years. That's what he's banking on. I was just interested to see how you just said 297 and you didn't want to admit that you was 300. Why'd you go to you were 297? He was 290. You were over 297. You were over 290. You just didn't want to be. I was over 300. You were over 300.
When you joined us, you were over 3 bills.
Come on.
Well, I was retired then.
No, you were over 300 in the NBA. You don't have to say 297.
No, I was never over 300 in the NBA.
297. Knock it off. That's like one meal.
We're all about accuracy. Like you always say, round up.
I just don't want to say I was 300. You were 300. Well, I saw the round mound. But for him, I just think that he is what Charles was, he's what Magic was, and he's what Muggsy Bogues was. He is a guy that has to recreate the position he's in because no one plays like him. No one played like Muggsy at 5'3". No one played like Charles at 6'4", and no one played like Magic at 6'9". He has to recreate the position in the regular season for him to be a great player. I can't point to a guy and say, oh, he plays like him, because no one is 6'6" and does what he has done and doing what he's doing in college or in high school and now in the pros.
You know, we're seeing some really impressive 1-2 punches around the NBA as a result of the off-season movement, including the teams you're going to see tonight. You won't see Paul George tonight. He's going to miss the first 10 games, but the Kawhi Leonard-Paul George combo, LeBron and Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, just to name a few. Which of those combos has the most success, Shaq?
Not because I built this arena that we're in front of.
He built the arena.
Thank you for reminding us.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Lakers because Houston, you got two guys that want the ball. The Clippers, you got one guy that wants the ball, and you have another guy that wants the ball. LeBron James, even though he's compared to Jordan a lot, he likes to give the ball up. And I watched him play in preseason, and they look really damn good. So, because, LeBron is the true definition of a great player. You make your teammates look better. I'm going to go with the Lakers on this one.
Well, I just want to, first of all, I'm not sure you built the arena. When I was working out this summer, I was listening to music, and I heard it was Kobe and Flash who made you the man you were.
But at least I got one of these.
Hey, what music were you listening to?
At least I got one of these.
What?
You see it? You see it, Chuck?
I'm just telling you. I heard.
You see it, Chuck?
Like a little Dame Dollar shot.
See it, Chuck?
You see,
that's cool, Chuck.
battle rapping right now.
It's all good.
Hold on.
Chuckster, that was very sly, man.
Chuck, you know what? I just saw Eagle land on that statue right back there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's going to be an Eagle landing this weekend in Baton Rouge.
Bet it. Name your price. The Bank of Shakovia is always open. Name your price.
Well, let me think about it.
Yeah.
100.
You can let that. You can let that go in the back room.
So the
later
best duo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the best duo.
Didn't we
So
beat Georgia a couple weeks ago? All right.
No, Georgia wouldn't have. Tell me about Harden and Westbrook and how you think that's going to do, and what's your biggest concern?
Yeah, Kenny.
I believe the Houston Rockets will win the NBA championship. And this is why. And it's going to be between the Lakers, to me, and them. Because if you look at the position, those are the best four guys at their respective positions. No disrespect to Kawhi Leonard, but most people would say that LeBron James is a better player at that position. No disrespect to Paul George, but most people would say James Harden is the better player at that position. So the best four positions are covered in those two cities, in those two teams. And if Mike D'Antoni's style is going to work, these are the only two guys in the world. If it doesn't work with these two guys, it will never work. These are the best two guys at that. Chris Paul was close. This guy, Russell Westbrook, takes him over.
We have time, Chuck, in the next segment.
Well, I'm not
to talk East and West. We're going to go both conferences.
I don't get to comment on the duo.
No, you
1,
get
2,
to comment
3,
on the
back to
duo
1, baby.
When we come back, you can comment on that as part of the conversation.
If it wasn't for Kobe and it wasn't for Flash,
we're going to disregard Kenny New hairline.
We call that
West Philly.
Hey, we call that the Nas Escobar.
That was smooth, West Philly.
I was getting ready to say something.
I can't shave no more. I have to use the razor. I got to use the clipper.
Oh, look at this.
2 weeks from now, I wish. Please, if that happens, I'll be happy.
We gonna disregard. That's hilarious. Please, I love that.
You know what?
Hey, I wasn't gonna say anything about that.
We are back on
Kenny
opening
got that
night,
Ro Parrish hairline.
and it feels
Paris. Hey, Ro.
Don't hate on us.
That was hilarious. Oh, that's the best tweet of the day already.
We'll take a break, and then we will come back with more.
It's shining.
Picking apart the. Welcome you back to Los Angeles as we get set for the first game of the season, which will take place in Toronto as New Orleans takes on Toronto. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Meantime, we continue with our pregame show here outside Staples Center. And here's what we want to do. Western Conference playoff teams from a year ago. Show me the list. Show me the seedings. Golden State, Denver, Portland, Houston, Utah, OKC, San Antonio, and the Clippers. Who is not going to be on that list this year, Kenny?
I'm not going to even front like I'm
Hey, answer his question.
No, Ernie. There's 11 teams
answer the
fighting
question,
for 15
Ernie.
spots, and those 8 are in it.
Wait,
Do you know who's going to win it? No. You
think Oklahoma City's a playoff team?
All right, well,
yes, I do.
I
think Oklahoma City is a
There's
playoff
11 teams. Well, unless they trade
he asked
Adams
you a question.
No, there's 3 more teams,
Answer the
and there's
question,
11
Kenneth.
fighting for those 8. I have no idea.
But Ernie, what's
Okay, there you go. Thank you for the answer.
Okay,
All
Ernie,
right. Yes.
put those back up there.
Okay. We need the West again. Thank you very much.
The only team, okay, the Lakers are obviously going to be in. The
Right.
team that I'm going to leave out is the San Antonio Spurs.
You're tripping.
Just stop.
You're definitely sure, and you can say Oklahoma City.
No, our job is to try to know something.
But you think that Oklahoma City won 49 games last year?
Oklahoma City.
I'm going with Oklahoma City. They're not going to make it.
I'm telling you, they got a great leader in Chris Paul.
I'm not saying
I love Steven Adams.
Chris Paul is 39 years old.
That's why I said it's 11 teams.
So is LeBron.
11
LeBron's
teams
35.
fighting for
That's the
8
same
spots.
thing in dog years.
And you put Pelicans in there as one of those 11 as well.
Who?
The Pelicans are one of 11 teams fighting.
Not in there. Stop it.
Did you draw any conclusions from that list?
I'm going to say Oklahoma City's not going to make it.
Not going to make the
And
playoffs.
the Lakers are going to be in you. So that'll be it. That'll be the
How
only
about the
thing.
Sacramento Kings?
Maybe, but not
No.
yet.
Yeah.
How about your love affair with the Portland Trailblazers?
They're going to be there. Listen, I love Nurkic is going to be back, right?
Eventually.
I think rolling the dice with Whiteside, I think was worth the risk. You know, because he plays every year he's a free agent, he plays good. And he's a free agent, and he gonna ball. I mean, that kid, he's an enigma.
Say it again, Chuck.
Every time he's a free agent, he balls, Ernie, to get some more big money. So he's due to have another big year. He plays good every 4 or 5 years when he's a free agent.
The Eastern Conference, 8 teams that made the playoffs a year ago, beginning with Milwaukee losing to Toronto in the Eastern Conference Finals. Of course, you look at Brooklyn and Kevin Durant, not available. He is with the Nets, but he won't be available. And Indiana, we'll see when Victor Oladipo's able to play, and they've got Malcolm Brogdon. I mean, you kind of looked at that earlier, Chuck, as to the hierarchy there and where Toronto fit in. So which of those teams right now, when you look at it, say, no, that's not a playoff team? Chuck?
Probably.
Wake up, Chuck.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Probably the Brooklyn Nets.
Are
not a playoff team?
Not going to make the playoffs.
Then, baby, because let me tell you something. That number 18 is going to be in the 4th spot.
Is that your?
That's my sleeper team, the Detroit Pistons.
Wow.
They're going to be a top. They're going to have home court the first round of the playoff. That's my sleeper team.
Ernie, write that down. Write that down.
I need the post-it notes, but I'll just have
no Brooklyn in the playoffs.
I'll transfer this. No Nets, and the Pistons will be number 4.
Yes, they're going to battle with the Toronto Raptors.
I will say that the Orlando Magic is in trouble and possibly moving out, and I would say the other team in Florida possibly can move in because I don't think that the Miami Heat are set. I think that Pat Riley will continue to make moves, and they'll be good enough to be around that 40-win season.
Let me see that list again.
Yes.
Eastern Conference again, please. Ladies and gentlemen in the truck.
Everyone else is.
I'm going to have to disagree with my guy, Chuck. I don't think Toronto's going to make it.
Wow. 58 wins to 0. You think he was that much?
Yeah, we think he was that much. He was that much. Stop it, Kenny.
Listen, they got a lot of.
They were in the playoffs before he got there.
Yeah, they were losing before he got there.
But they got there. They were losing in Eastern Conference Finals.
It breaks my heart that I'm not going to ever go to Toronto again.
They're
my favorite city in the world.
We have some breaking news, and it concerns your Detroit Pistons. Sham says Blake Griffin will be sidelined through the first week of November.
Now, what the hell has he been doing all summer? Well, you're supposed to work. He was hurt when the season ended. He should have been rehabbing all summer. Come on, Blake. I just called y'all my sleeper team in the East, and you already hurt me.
You're sleeping all right.
Real quickly, rookie of the year, and I know this is hard with Zion being out the first 6 to 8 weeks, but who do you think when you look at the high draft picks here? You got Zion, you got Ja Morant, you got R.J. Barrett, DeAndre Hunter.
Let me just say this. I think the best player at the end of the day is going to be DeAndre Hunter. I love DeAndre Hunter. I love him going to
best player in their career?
In his career.
So you think he's going to have a better career than Zion Williamson and Ja Morant?
Yes. But my rookie of the year, Tyler Hero. The Miami Heat.
Oh, yeah, he can shoot.
He can shoot that thing.
So we're going a double-digit rookie of the year.
I saw him play at Kentucky against Auburn.
Yeah.
I walked up to him. I went on the bus. I asked Calipari, can I go on the bus to say hello to that kid? I said, kid, You a hell of a player.
Kid.
I did. I walked up. I went on the
I walked
bus.
up to the kid. I said, kid.
And John, hey, let me tell you something. John Calipari better not have told me to get off the bus because I'd have slapped the hell out of him right on the spot.
Who do you like for Rookie of the Year?
I mean, if Zion Williamson plays 60 or more games, he's going to be the Rookie of the Year. And if not, I think that it's up in the air. But the third, I think it goes down to, Ja Morant is going to play bulk minutes. And my guy from Gonzaga, Ichimura. He is another player that will get an opportunity to put big numbers on the board, along with
He was the number 9 pick.
In order to get Rookie of the Year, you have to have a lot of opportunities. Of course, in New Orleans, Zion is the man. They're giving him the bus. They're giving him everything. I'm going to go with him, even with him missing 6 to 8.
Well, they got a good David Griffin did a good job down there assembling a team. I just think the West is just too loaded for those guys.
And the last question, and this is short answer, okay? We don't need big explanations. Your gut telling you right now the MVP of the league will be?
James Harden.
My gut is telling me that it will be James Harden.
Anthony Davis.
Who you got, Ernie?
I'm thinking about Kawhi Leonard a little bit.
Okay.
And